What's up, YouTube? Minnie Minchino here, and welcome back to the Minnycast. For those who are new, this is the weekly podcast vlog type show where I share with you some updates and talk about some random stuff for a while. So, yeah, first off, sorry there wasn't a Minnycast last week. I was gonna record with Alice actually, but that didn't end up panning out. But I'm still gonna try to record with her. I just figured I'd do one real quick for this, for today, I guess. Yeah. So, yeah, what do I got going on in the update front? Not a whole lot, actually. Not a whole lot went down. I've been feeling pretty good this week. Like, not too much going on, really, but I haven't been feeling completely down on myself, so progress. Yeah, I don't really have a lot on the update front, honestly. Just sort of trucking, I guess. This is turning into a train wreck. But you know what? It's okay, you guys. We're just gonna go ahead and jump into today's topic, I guess. I apologize for my scatterbrainedness today. Actually, before we do that, I meant to do this last minicast, but I guess I was rushing through it too much and didn't end up happening. Whoops. I want to give a shout out to my friend Melissa. I'll link her channel in the description. Absolutely check it out. She's got her own little podcast type thing going on her channel, the Ability Warriors. She tends to talk a lot about, you know, like personal stuff, going through hard times, dealing with relationships, dealing with, you know, she did one recently about, just sort of living a very structured life and things like that and how to deal with that. And then she did one about, I think today actually, about coping with anxiety and stuff like that. So she talked a lot about stuff like that. So I highly recommend you give her, you know, a sub and stuff like that. And, you know, tell her Minnie sent you, because why the heck not? But yeah, that's my shout out. She's actually a very good friend of mine. I met her in college kind of thing, and we spent a lot of time chilling actually before I ended up moving away kind of deal. And, yeah. Speaking of college and stuff, today's topic is basically about something that, I mean, I was kind of into it before college, but I took a course, I took a creative writing course in college, and I've always loved writing short stories and stuff like that. I haven't done it in a very long time, but I used to do it all the time. I used to actually write fan fiction, embarrassingly enough. But I mean, you know, it's fine. Some fan fiction can be good. Depends on who's writing it, you know. It really depends. But I used to write like fan fiction and short stories and stuff like that, just all kinds of random stuff. And when I found out that there was a creative writing course at the college I used to go to, I was like, I'm gonna do that, because I was at a point where I had done all my mandatory courses, so everything else was just like electives and just stuff I didn't have to do, but I still needed a certain amount of them in order to, you know, graduate. And I found out creative writing was one of them, so I was like, I you know, I signed up and I took the course. Professor for it was, she was really, really nice. She was really chill. She was really like, I don't know. She was really cool. And she was really flexible too. Like, we would have these exercises every day in class. Like, every time we would go, she would be like, all right, we're going to do some auto writing. And what that basically is you just sort of sit there and just write something for a little while. She would usually have like an image on the projector going on, and there would be like some accompanying music and stuff. I could never see the image, but she was always cool about it. She's like, you know what, just do it based on what you can take in. Like, if that's the music, just do it based on that. And a lot of my stuff ended up very different than everybody else's because of that, because all I had to go on was the music. And she was cool with that, because it was more about what we could come up with based on whatever, rather than writing about the thing itself that we were looking at, kind of thing. So, you know, sometimes we'd just like So we just write, like, have like a couple minutes to write like a couple paragraphs and stuff like that. And I think I have them all saved somewhere. Um, Probably on my external hard drive or something somewheres. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. But yeah, like, actually they might not exist anymore. The hard drive they might be on is long gone. That's actually upsetting. But yeah, like I came up with all kinds of stuff, and I don't really remember any of them, to be honest with you. I do remember one time I kind of got inspired to write about this one time my brother and I and the rest of the my school's lab band back in high school played one of the biggest events in the school year kind of thing, and it was really, really cool. I think I talked about that in a past minicast. I'm not entirely sure if I have, but yeah, I think I talked about it though the one time. I don't remember, to be honest with you. Um, but yeah, I ended up writing about that, and then there was a point where I had to actually write a full, short story. And I decided, hey, I've come up with a ton of stuff, like, during those auto writings. I have them all, so why don't I look through those and see what I can expand on and write a full thing about. And strangely enough, I usually go the fictional route, but that time I went with the nonfiction route, and I expanded on that story about how how we played for the event and stuff like that, and how awesome it felt and things like that. And it was literally just like the entire story took place within, like, I don't know, 20 minutes. It was like a 20-minute thing, and I wrote like a pretty detailed thing about like how I was feeling and how how everything was, like, just talking about the event itself and things like that. And it was, I don't know, it was cool. And from what I recall, it got me a decent grade. And I've been thinking a lot about creative writing and stuff recently. Like, I've been thinking about just kind of getting back into it. Like, I've been trying to get back into a lot of things. I'm trying to get back into bass, trying to get back into singing, trying to get back into, creative writing and some of the other stuff that I basically abandoned, which kind of sucks. And I feel like I need to reclaim that for myself and, be who I am rather than, not. If that makes any sort of sense. And to be honest, I didn't really think this topic through. I was just like, I'm just gonna talk about hobbies and stuff that I left behind, I guess, or something. And my focus was meant to be on creative writing, but like, I'm like, I don't know what else to say about it, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I just find that it can be a really relaxing thing. Like, sometimes if you just want to de-stress, just do a little auto writing. Just pull up pull up like a Word document or whatever. Grab a pen if you prefer writing that way, and just sort of let your mind wander a bit and just let yourself write. And then whatever you come up with, whether it's good or bad, it's there, and hold on to it, because maybe in the future you'll have like some sort of like brain explosion where you're like, oh, this idea that I wrote down, I can totally expand on it and write something awesome, so it's just kind of like an idea dump, basically. And I had this whole document just full of idea dumps, just paragraph after paragraph of just random stuff that I eventually made into. I didn't make all of them into bigger things, but some of them I did. There was this one thing. I also took it was a science fiction and fantasy like film course, basically. I mean, we would talk about books and stuff too sometimes, but the primary focus was like on film and stuff throughout history and how it's influenced all kinds of stuff. And there was a point where we had to either do an essay or a research, or like a short story that we would have to do research on, because like, it was like an alternate to the essay. So we had to have sources and everything for it and stuff like that. And I actually based my short story for that assignment, because I didn't want to do an essay. I based it on one of my auto writings, which was loosely based on Mega Man NT Warrior, of all things. I used to love that show. I gotta be honest. I based it on I guess a version of myself, so a little bit self-indulgent, admittedly. So, you know, it was just about this like 20-something-year-old woman, I guess, and, you know, just trying to figure herself out, just trying to, you know, get through her day and do whatever. And, you know, I tried to make it as relatable as possible to myself so I would, you know, be able to run with it. So, you know, she was also visually impaired and blah blah blah. So again, self-indulgent. But she had a friend, and this friend was like an AI, kind of like, you know, Mega Man.exe. Basically AI companion, and there was like I'm trying to think, well, how do I explain this? There was like I did some research about like they're working on this tech. I don't know how far along it is, but it's basically like little sensors and stuff you can attach to like your arms and legs, and hell, sometimes even your cane, to like be able to detect things around you, kind of thing. And I decided to use that concept for my story. So this person starts out in her house, just kind of looking up stuff and just sort of having this philosophical discussion with her her AI friend, and they get into this whole discussion about like what if the AI wanted to do his own thing instead of being her assistant the whole time? What was his life? What was, you know, whatever? And she was like, "Yo, like you're more than just an AI. You're a friend. You're clearly capable of thinking for yourself and learning and feeling things and stuff like that. So like, you know, I'm gonna support you as a friend, whatever you decide to do, man. As long as it, you know, isn't anything that involves AIs taking over the world and such." But, you know, that was not touched upon in that particular story. And, like, it goes into more detail than that, but that's basically the whole story. And apparently it got a decent grade. I was actually surprised by that, to be honest with you. But I actually really enjoyed that assignment, and I was really happy there was, like, an alternate, because I'm like, at the time, I was in kind of a dark place, and I just wanted to be creative and not really do much of anything. So even though I had to put the work in for the research, it didn't really feel like a lot of work, just simply because I was having so much fun writing it. And, like, that's the best way to learn, honestly, is just do something fun. And hell, who knows? Maybe if you're writing stuff like that, you can sort of help yourself process some of the shit that you're going through, because who knows? Sometimes that helps. And I say do it if that's something you want to do. And, you know, you just... I feel like it can be a rather healthy thing from time to time, you know? It's just sort of auto-write. And I'm going to try to start doing that and things like that. I've already started journaling as well. So, like, every day I'll just write, like, a little paragraph or something. And just kind of about, you know, how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, and stuff like that. So, not really creative writing, but I've been starting to do that. And I'm going to start considering to do, like, creative writing and stuff like that. I'm sorry, like, I keep stuttering and having these brain farts. I don't know what's up with me today, you guys. But you know what? I think I've rambled on for a good amount of time. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Or if you're in my Discord, there's a Minnycast chat in there. Let me know your thoughts. It'd be really awesome to hear from you guys. What are some of the things that, like some hobbies that you've had that you want to get back into, but either couldn't or decided to walk away from for a variety of reasons? I'm curious to hear your thoughts, you guys. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let you go for today's episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. Excuse me, had to like resist a yawn. I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to check out any other series I have on this channel, as well as joining the Minchino clan on Discord if you haven't done that already. Links to that will be in the description down below. And until next time, you guys, Minny out.